हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक। अभी तक हमने क्या क्या कर लिया था? मोशन के अंदर व्हाट इज मोशन, व्हाट इज रेस्ट, पॉइंट साइज ऑब्जेक्ट, व्हाट इज पॉइंट मास ऑब्जेक्ट, डिस्टेंस, डिस्प्लेसमेंट, ये सारा कुछ डिटेल के अंदर हम कर चुके हैं। नाउ टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स एंड टाइप्स ऑफ मोशन की बात कर ली थी, मोशन 1D 2D 3D। सिंस दिस चैप्टर इज मेनली फॉर मोशन इन 1D, तो उसके अंदर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं और बात करते हैं टाइप्स ऑफ मोशन विच आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स, यूनिफॉर्म मोशन, नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मोशन। उससे पहले हम, क्योंकि डिस्टेंस डिस्प्लेसमेंट कवर कर चुके हैं, तो अभी पहले एक बात करते हैं किसकी, स्पीड एंड वेलोसिटी की। और उस स्पीड वेलोसिटी के अंदर ही हम एक जगह पे यूनिफॉर्म मोशन, नॉन यूनिफॉर्म मोशन को डिफाइन कर देंगे। तो सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं आज किसकी, कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ स्पीड एंड वेलोसिटी। So what do you understand by the speed and velocity? Let us discuss. All right. So first, what is speed? Speed is defined as the distance traveled by the object with respect to time. What is the speed? The distance traveled by an object with respect to time is called speed. The distance, the total distance traveled by an object with respect to time is called speed of an object, and mathematically we write it as the ratio of total distance traveled to the total time taken. Total time taken. Speed is generally represented by the symbol v, small v, and distance by small d or x, and time is by t. So in general we get the formula speed is equals to distance upon time. Simply you can just also write simply distance upon time, the formula which you have studied since your childhood. Distance upon time, v is equals to d by t. So if I'll be asking what is the unit of speed, so SI unit of speed, SI means System of International. It means the unit which will be accepted all over the world, System of International. So in System of International are those things in which the length should be measured in meter, mass should be measured in kilogram, and time should be in seconds. This is called System of International. So always wherever the distance will come or whatever kind of length will come, answer should be always in meter. Mass, answer will always be in kilogram. Time always be in second. If not given, then first you need to convert them into these respective quantities and then you will be solving them. All right. So let us discuss how to find the unit of speed. So whenever you need to find the unit of any physical quantity, first write down the formula as I have written the formula v is equals to d upon t. Now search what in formula what physical quantities are involved. So I have seen, right now I'm seeing that distance and time, it is made up of two physical quantities, distance and time. Distance is measured in, distance is the type of length, so it would be measured in meter. Time, second, SI unit. So how they are related? Upon. So meter per second will be the SI unit of speed. So we are done. So SI unit of speed is meter per second. So this is your first point. Another point, speed is a scalar quantity. Which kind of quantity? Scalar quantity. What do we understand by scalar quantities? Those quantities which are having only magnitude, but they do not require any direction to express them. Such quantities are called scalar quantities. Again, I am repeating, what is scalar quantity? Any quantity which is having only magnitude, which is possessing only magnitude, but does not require any direction to express itself. So all those quantities which have the magnitude, what do you understand by the magnitude? Magnitude means the numerical value with unit, you can say. For example, if I'll be writing the car is moving 10 meter per second. And let's suppose direction wise I have mentioned that this direction is west, this is east, this is north, this is south. And I'm saying that the car is moving in this way. So if you will be expressing it, the car is moving with 10 meter per second in east direction, then this you are expressing two things, magnitude as well as direction. But if somebody will say the car is moving with 10 meter per second, if the direction, that means east, west, north, south, will not be defined, then this 10 meter per second, 10 is the numerical value, meter per second is the unit. So this 10 meter per second is called magnitude. Got it? So numerical value with unit, magnitude, do not have direction. So once we talk about the speed, we do not consider or we do not mention the direction. We don't require it at all. For example, you are just standing somewhere and just seeing the vehicles passing by. So suddenly someone asks, where this car, what's the speed of the car? You will be just saying 100 meter per second, 50 meter per second, 100 kilometer per hour, 200 kilometer per hour. Because another person, another observer is not interested at all to know in which direction the vehicles are moving. But specifically, if someone will come and will ask, have you seen that car having that number? So if you have focus, then you will say yes. So the person will ask in which direction it went and with what speed. Then you will be saying that car was moving with 100 speed, 100 kilometer per hour, and it went towards Delhi side, towards Mumbai side, or towards east direction, towards north direction. Then this quantity which right now you are discussing is called velocity. So what do you understand? Velocity is that quantity similar to speed which require, but it requires both magnitude as well as direction. So in general, you can also say, since if only magnitude, it means speed. So in general, we can say speed with the direction is called velocity. Speed with direction can be treated as or called as velocity, and whatever quantities in which direction is important, without it you can't express that quantity, are called vector quantity. I have covered one topic here only. What is scalar quantity? What is vector quantity? Although the questions won't be asked, but you should know what is scalar quantity and what are vector quantities. So I guess this much is pretty much clear to you. Let's move further. So these 2-3 points should be clear to you. Speed formula is, or definition is, the total distance traveled with respect to time is called speed. Mathematically, it is defined as the ratio of distance to the time taken. Speed is equals to distance upon time. V is equals to d by t. SI unit meter per second. It is a scalar quantity. These 2-3 points are pretty much clear to you. All right. Okay. Let's move further. Similarly, we talk about the types of speed. Types of speed. So basically, for your grade, we are describing the 3 types of speed. One is called uniform speed. Second, non-uniform speed. And third, average speed. So these 3 types of speeds I'm going to discuss here. So what do we understand by the uniform speed? Uniform word is that word which generally comes around you every day once you were going to your school. So every time you need to wear the same kind of dress, which is called uniform. Uniform means ek jaisa, similar, same. So uniform speed means similar, same speed, fixed speed, constant speed. So uniform synonym means constant, throughout, same, fix. So I guess pretty much clear. Wording is itself describing it. What is the uniform speed? That kind of speed which should not change at any instant of time. If the car is moving with, for example, if the car is moving with certain speed 10 meter per second, and if every second its speed doesn't change, then we'll say the car is moving with uniform speed, right? Although I'll be describing it, don't worry about it. Non-uniform speed, so which is not uniform. Once your birthday, you don't wear the school uniform, you wear the different fancy dresses. That makes you non-uniform from all other. It means if the speed of the object will be changing in between or in whatever duration what you were observing. So in whole duration, if only a single time it has changed, we will be saying that is the non-uniform speed, or in another word, it is the variable speed. Average speed, we'll be talking further. Average means all different part speed sum up. So I'll make it clear in later on. First, let us discuss uniform speed and constant speed. So what do we understand by the term uniform speed? So uniform speed, if the object travels equal distances in equal interval of time, then such speed is called uniform speed of that object. Uniform speed or constant speed of an object. And such motion of the object is called uniform motion. So now here I have defined the term uniform motion. Uniform speed itself describes the motion uniform. What is uniform motion? If the motion is constant throughout the duration, whenever or whatever, at whatever duration you were observing. So if the motion does not change, we will be saying the motion is uniform. Simply, if the object will travel equal distances in equal interval time. For example, if I'll be asking, let's suppose object has moved from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, A, B, C, D, E, right? Let's suppose this is 0, this is 2 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter, 8 meter. And let's suppose in every portion, it is taking 1 second of time. So 1 second, next 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. So in all the distances from A to B, how much distance it has traveled? 2 meter. So what must be the distance in first part? So if I'll be writing VAB, what you will be saying? During A to B, how much distance being traveled? 2 meter in 1 second. So what is the answer? 2 meter per second. If somebody will ask B to C, then you will be saying 2 meter to 4 meter. How much distance again it has traveled? It has again traveled 2 meter. So you'll be writing the total distance from B to C will be the 2 meter. And how much time again? 1 second. Again, what is the speed? 2 meter per second. Similarly, if someone will be asking C to D, then again 4 to 6, how much distance? 2 meter. 2 meter again in 1 second, 2 meter per second. And last, V, DE, again D to E 6 meter to 8 meter. Again, it has traveled 2 meter. So 2 meter in how much time? 1 second. So what is the speed? 2 meter per second. Even if somebody will ask, can you tell me the A to C speed? Okay. A to C, how much total distance being traveled? 4 meter. 2 plus 2 between A to C. And how much total time it has taken? 1 second plus 1 second, 2 seconds. Again, answer is 2 meter per second. Somebody will ask the in the whole duration D to A to E, VAE, how much total distance being traveled? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 8 meter. In how much time interval? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 seconds. So what's the answer again? 2 meter per second. So such kind of a speed in which the object travels equal distances in equal interval of time is called what? Uniform speed. And what is non-uniform speed? If let's suppose there was 3 meter, then what you will be writing here in B to C, 3 meter per second, then this will be automatically differing, having some kind of difference. 2 meter per second, 3 meter per second will be, at once will be saying since the object has traveled unequal distances, 2 meter, 3 meter, unequal distances in equal interval of time. Or let's suppose 2 meter, here let's suppose it is taking 5 seconds. So in what happens here now, V D to E will become 2 upon 5, 0.4 meter per second. D to E, how much distance being traveled? 2 meter. How much time it took? 5 seconds. So what's the answer? 0.4 meter per second. So if we'll observe from C to E, the object has traveled equal distances, but in unequal interval of time. So either object travels unequal distances, 2, 3 in equal interval of time, or equal distances in unequal interval of time. Such speed is known as non-uniform speed. So if the object, can you write on your own? If the object travels unequal distances in equal interval of time, or equal distances in unequal interval of time, unequal distances in equal interval of time, or unequal distances in equal interval of time, or equal distances in unequal interval of time. Such speed is known as non-uniform speed, and such motion is known as non-uniform motion. Got it? So that is pretty much clear, although I should write once non-uniform speed. If the object travels equal distances in unequal intervals, so in unequal intervals of time, or unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then such speed of object is known as, or called, non-uniform speed, and such motion is known as non-uniform motion. Done. So I hope the concept of speed is pretty much clear to all of you. Now let's quickly wrap up the average speed as well. Till here, I don't think so you would be having any kind of confusion. So I'm just rubbing it. If you have any confusion, you may ask in comments. All right. So let us discuss further. We have done with speed, types of speed. Last, average speed is left only. So now learn the concept. Whenever we define the formula of any physical quantity in terms of average, then initially whatever definition generally is defined will be the average formula or average definition. For example, if I have defined the speed in terms of the total distance with respect to time, so whatever definition in the beginning we define for any physical quantity will be the same for average quantity. It means if I need to describe the third part, average speed, how I will be describing it? Again, the same definition of speed, average speed of object. So the total, all parts, whatever parts in parts, whatever distance, total distances traveled by an object in all time intervals traveled by an object with respect to all time intervals is called average speed. It's called its average speed. What do we understand by it? Let's suppose A to B object has moved with some distance x1, or you can write d1. B to C, it has traveled little bit different distance d2. And C to D, it has moved, let's suppose shorter distance you can take d3. Let's suppose in A to B, it took time t1, time interval t1. In B to C, it took time interval t2. And C to D, it took time interval t3. Then average speed will be given by the symbol, I prefer VABG. V in suffix ABG, average, is equals to formula, write the formula, V average is equals to total distances upon total time intervals. Total time intervals. Always learn this formula in wording. So what are the total distances traveled by the object? D1 plus D2 plus D3 upon time interval T1 plus T2 plus T3. Similarly, if there will be n different part, then this formula will be extended to whatever part it has traveled. So in general formula, T1, D1 plus D2 plus D3 upon up to so on, up to Dn. For example, 10 distances, so D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10 upon T1 plus D2 plus D3, T4, T5, C6, T10. Got it? So that is the average speed. I guess this is pretty much clear to you. So